You know what it really is? The real key is, are you willing to be all that you really are? Or are you just going to settle for the character, the caricature, the beliefs, the thoughts, the words, your past experience, all of that to just confine, to define you, to confine and fine, limit you? Or do you really want to know and be the fullness of who you are in the greatness of the divine? Really? And oftentimes all it takes is just to know. In fact, I'm a spiritual mind healer. That's one of my jobs, in a sense, practitioner. And the key of a spiritual mind healer, miracles have happened from that, really, because a miracle is natural. And when you know the truth about someone, you don't believe their troubles, you don't believe their problems, you don't start going into agreement with them of how bad it is. Not at all. Because then you're agreeing and taking them down as well as yourself, because you're limiting them and you. Not that you don't have compassion and caring, it's not about that. But you want to give people the tools. And when you have those tools and you're using them to really bring forth all who you are. See, my work is always about the divine experiment. And when I did my ministry in La Jolla, California, and the pastor of the church there, and then the international television ministry in the 80s, and all of this, it's always a divine experiment to find out what can we attain in a win-win reality, where there are no losers. There's no success or failure in that sense. There's divine beings having full knowledge and wisdom of who they are and all that they need to know and be. This is who we are. That's the divine experiment. And grab that for yourself. It isn't how many of this you can have and how many of that you can have and how many awards you're going to get and how many of this. No. You see, it's interesting. My daughter, Suzanne, when she passed, and the body was beautiful ceremony, cremated and all that. Well, I still have those ashes in a special place on my porch with a little garden. And to also, one of the things is to remember that what can be burned up in that sense isn't you. That's just stuff. Who you are is eternal. Do it now. You can't wait. You can't start another day. No. It's right now. And sometimes that's just getting alone with yourself without electronics and without noise and without technology. Tune in. Because when you start listening, even the wind, it's music. You see. Get to be with yourself. You are the pleasure of God, of the divine. Yeah.